What's going on, you guys? TBR here, back yet again with another King of Fighters All-Star video. In today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the pre-events for the Street Fighter V collaboration. These were announced over on the official forums thanks to CM Yuri overnight. So we're going to go ahead and break everything that you need to know down as far as these pre-events are concerned, because there is a lot of really cool stuff coming our way with these pre-events, including more rubies right in time for the Street Fighter V collaboration. But before we get into all of that and more, make sure if you guys haven't already done so and you enjoy daily King of Fighters All-Star content such as this, you smash that like button and subscribe. It's Monday, you know what time it is, cue the intro. Alright, you guys, so like I said in the introduction, in today's video we are going to be taking a look at the pre-events for the Street Fighter V collaboration that were announced over on the official forums from CM Yuri. So if you guys want to check those forum posts out for yourselves, links will as always be in the description. With that being said, let's go ahead and take a look at it. So the first thing we're going to talk about here is going to be the new Dice Game Plus World Drop event. Now, first thing right off the bat here, this is going to run from March 14th, which of course is going to be basically at Reset tonight. We're going to see this stuff, and then it is going to run through April Fool's Day. Ooh. So first things first here, we have the dice game. Now, of course, it is going to feature Ryu here because why wouldn't it? It is for Street Fighter V after all. So we're going to have Ryu featured here prominently, and then we're also going to have this adorable little chibi Ryu. Look at him. Cute. But anyway, if we take a look here at the board, not much to really summarize here. We pretty much see what we've come to expect here, but there is going to be some information we need to go over because we do have a World Drop event tied to this dice game. So as you guys can see, we're going to be able to obtain dice points from all these different modes. So first up, we have Soul Quest, we have the Fighter Advent Dungeon, we have the Element Advent Dungeon, the Hall of Elements, Epic Quest, Story Mode, and the Weekly Battle Card Dungeon. So we're going to be able to obtain dice points from all those different modes. Not a whole lot to speak of right there as far as anything that we need to really worry about. This should be fairly easy and self-explanatory. Pretty much all these modes you should be playing on a daily basis anyway for the most part. So there really shouldn't be anything there that should be that tough to attain. So in general, we really don't have a lot of information on what the completion rewards are for this thing, or do we? So if we go ahead and move over to the JP side of things, as usual, we have a little bit more information. So if you take a look here, the completion rewards include the Select Box Moon and Star and Gravestone Core Plus and Rubies. So that there is a completely different line of text than what we have on the global side of the forums. So as you guys can see, that is not listed here at all. So that gives us a little bit more information about the dice game, but in general, really all we need to know is that we're going to be able to pick up dice for doing all these different game modes. That's pretty easy, not much to talk about there. We're also going to have a login event where we're going to get dice as well. So in general, pretty much standard stuff for dice games as far as those are concerned. But of course, what makes it special is we are going to be able to get this stuff right in time for the Street Fighter V collaboration, because this should give us a little bit more for our ruby counts. So in general, you can't ever complain when they decide to give you more rubies right before a collaboration. So that is going to be the World Drop event and the dice game. Let's go ahead and take a look at the For the Dream Match Collect Wishes event, which just rolls right off the tongue. So this stuff has the same dates on it as the dice game, so that's what you need to know there. As far as what we are going to be doing here, this should look fairly similar to what we've seen recently when we had that event where we were able to get that Boss Syndrome generic memory. Basically, with that event, all we needed to do was feed these affinity items to this board, and then we were able to level this meter up. And after we got to level 10, we got a Boss Syndrome generic memory for that last one. For this one, however, if we jump over to the JP side of things, because this is information that is not going to be on the global side, if you reach level 10 here, you will get 1,000 rubies. So you already see 500 rubies for getting it to level 1, but we get 1,000 rubies for level 10. Now, we don't have any clue what is going to be between levels 1 and level 10, so really all we have confirmation on is what we see in this photo and what we see on the JP side of things for the official forum, but we can pretty much summarize that the rewards here are going to be pretty darn good. Now, as far as how we're going to be able to obtain these affinity items, as you guys can see, the Small Wish, which I'm assuming is going to be this one here, this little silver one, we're going to be able to get from the Soul Quest, the Fighter Advent Dungeon, the Element Advent Dungeon, and the Hall of Elements, and then the gold ones are going to drop from the Hall of Elements. So again, as you guys can see, there's quite a bit of overlap here between these and what we are going to have to play for the World Drop event for the dice game. So there isn't going to necessarily be much of anything that we need to worry about here from the looks of it. Both of these events look like they're pretty self-explanatory and should be pretty simple. So in general, we'll have to wait and see, of course, how they implement things. However, it definitely looks like this is stuff that should keep us busy and should be very welcome for this event. We've known this stuff was going to be coming our way before the Street Fighter V collaboration. If you guys have been keeping up with the channel, a lot of the assets for both of these new modes have been in the game's data for the past couple of weeks. So we've kind of had a good idea that this stuff was going to be dropping this week. So it's nice to see confirmation. You know, at this point, we're only about 10 or so days away from seeing Street Fighter V collaboration in the King of Fighters All-Star. So this is a really nice way to start building up the hype and start getting people prepared, but also to give us some of the resources that we're definitely going to need for that collaboration. So I'm very happy that they're doing this, and I'm happy that this is going to be stuff that should be really, really inclusive and shouldn't really be that difficult for anybody out there. But of course, we'll have to wait and see how things are implemented. Of course, I'll be covering that here on the channel in tomorrow's video. But until then, if you guys found this informative, make sure you smash that like button and subscribe. And until the next one, you all take care. Peace.
Continue.